roller derby team. Both these teams coming in here. A lot of these games, you know, Paul, a lot of these teams are really closely ranked coming into this tournament. It's going to be some pretty awesome derby.
Yeah, anything within, like, basically once you get below 40, anything within 30 points or so, standing points, is going to be good to go. And we've got 74 versus 94, 74 Orangeville. Providence is ranked 94, so this will be a good one.
And already starting off the track, quick into this jam lead going for the team in black. That's Orangeville Roller Girls taking first lead of the morning.
Yeah, Misery Business getting quick work right through that the blocking pack there of Providence. So Orangeville definitely has some point advantage now.
It's always a good feeling being able to get the first points out of the game. You know, it kind of gets the nerves set aside a little bit. You know, you're already taking first blood here, so to speak, able to get on the board.
And that was Misery Business with a 5-point jam for Orangeville. Orangeville's going to send Gruesome Gracie onto the line in this second jam, going up against Flying King.
Yeah, starting off with really tight formations between these two teams. Not a lot of space out there for either jammer.
Yeah, Flying King doing a good job of forcing Gracie out to the outside, but Gracie takes advantage and is our lead jammer. That's 2 in a row for Orangeville. And she calls it off with a 1-point jam. 1-0.
Yeah, Providence not able to quite get lead, but able to break out the pack well enough to be able to not allow Orangeville to get any kind of distance on them, just keeping it just small ball kind of action right here already off the start. And off the start, we're going to have number 8 in black, V, going alongside number 013, Monsoon, will be the jammers for jam number 3. And once again, that's lead jammer going for the team from Ontario, the Misfits Militia.
They are 3-0 getting lead jammer. We are spotting a trend here. Providence going to have to tighten up that line. They are doing a good job of preventing too many points getting thrown up on the board right now, though.
Yeah, like I said, little quick one-and-dones, not giving up too much, so keeping Providence within reach, quite easily within reach.
Yeah, Orangeville, I'm going to just go ahead and throw this out there. It looks like they're going to go with a 3-jammer rotation here. They've got number 934, Misery Business, back on the line. She is going up against Smashley Olsen. Smashley Olsen gets pushed out on the outside, has to recycle back. Misery Business having a little bit more misery this time through, trying to make her way through the pack.
Yeah, both these teams look really comfortable in congested space so far, not afraid to have body on body of an opponent. But that ends up being 4 in a row now, going once again for the team in black, Orangeville. And the Orangeville roster is number 13, Eleanor Riggamore, is 1308, Spoon CQ, 1886, Smoke-A-Cola, number 2, Booty, 221, the captain, Nancy Noir, 4311, Bunny, 5678, Gruesome Gracie, number 8, V, number 88, Little Brick, and 934, Misery Business. The alternate is Strapping Young Lass.
And we've got Gruesome Gracie back on the line for Orangeville. She's going up against Oakley.
Yeah, you called a really tight rotation now coming out of this team from Ontario. Looks like that consistency is working out for them so far, being the lone bearer of lead in this early morning tilt.
Some teams, they just have 3 people that they love as jammer, and they go back to them over and over and over again. It's like their security blankets, and it works for them. And it's working for Oakley. I'm sorry, it's working for Gracie, as Gracie gets out in front of Oakley and picks up lead jammer.
So something we can learn from this is that Orangeville...
And that's 3 more points for Orangeville to set the score 14-0. Providence having a hard time breaking through the lines right now. They're going to send Flying King back onto the jammer line to go up against V.
Thinking that, I'm like, man, I forgot my highlighter.
King is going to be hard-pressed here to stop the trend that's been going on so far. V8 is a shifty one, though. She's already on turn 1 and lead jammer. V8 picking up lead jammer. That is 6 in a row now as we're on jam number 6 for Orangeville.
Well, as Mary Kess pointed out, you know, the team in white doing a good job of at least turning it around really quickly to be able to get their jammer back through. Of course, we're getting a forearm penalty, going to give Providence an opportunity for an all-about derby power jam as going to the penalty box. The right L penalty box is going to be our first.
And this is the Power Jam brought to you by All About Derby Power Jam, and that is a RollerCon Grand Slam during this All About Derby Power Jam as King is just flying through the pack right now for Orangeville.
Well, like I said, this is the difference. Providence was doing a good job of not getting lead, but able to keep getting their jammer out quickly to not let Orangeville get out any kind of distance on the scoreboard. Now with this opportunity, the power jam, here comes the points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's clearly Orangeville's tactic is to get that lead jam and build up a lead through small point accumulation. But if you give up a lead jam and have a 24-point jam like King has going on right now, there is that's a lot of little points to make up.
Yeah, good turn to the hips there, coming from V to be able to find that inside edge. Of course, both jammers now out here putting on the points at will between these two defenses. Was tight. Now they're loosened up. With the final whistle coming, we'll see what kind of points go up onto the board to finish that last turn of the track. 4-2 to finish it, but not before 28 points up onto the board for Providence. Having that with the 14 going to Orangeville.
And that brings it to a tie. I mean, just a ton of points. There were more points scored in that jam than 3 times as many points scored in that jam than the prior jams before it. That's just fantastic and fun.
And out there on the track, we have number 934 in black, Misery Business. And out in white, this number 013, Monsoon. Misery Business taking lead once again for Orangeville.
Yeah, and Monsoon, like all prior jammers for Providence before her, having a hard time getting that through that initial push of the Orangeville blockers.
Hey, kudos again to the Rhode Island Riveters, able to get their jammer out to put the pressure on to force the call off. Only 2 points going onto the board for the Misfit Militia.
Yeah, they retake the lead.
And I want to say, RollerCon, there's no derby event like it. 8 full-time tracks, every sponsor, over 100 coaches, seminars, workshops, social events, 24-hour pool, and the year's biggest parties with thousands of your new best friends. It's Roller Derby Island in Las Vegas every summer. RollerCon 2018 is July 25 through the 25th through the 29th. RollerCon.com.
And we've got Gruesome Gracie going against Smashley Olsen. Gracie is rolling for Orangeville and Smashley Olsen for Providence.
Providence even had a pack advantage. And they still have not gotten
Yeah, once again, Orangeville just keeps putting it down, taking that lead jammer status. And like Mary Con said, even had the disadvantage that time in pack contingent.
But they take their 4 points and then they go home. I mean, that's a very sound philosophy for roller derby. Take your 4 points, go home, don't press, just accumulate, and hope you don't get thrown in the penalty box.
Yeah, it certainly looks like a grinder game here so far. Both teams, like I said, able to work within tight space with one another And very disciplined. That's the thing. To be able to kind of grind a game out like this, you have to be extremely disciplined.
Absolutely. And V8 is on the jammer line. That is the Metro PCS jammer line is V8. She's going up against Oakley. Oakley has a bit of a height advantage, but V8 has the pack advantage as she is our lead jammer. Oakley doing a nice job of staying in bounds on the outside there and is through.
Yeah, that time I'd like to say V8 took advantage of their height advantage. And yeah, you say height advantage. Yes, able to get lower than the opposing blockers and dig under them and push them out of the way. I like seeing skaters use just, what they're given. Take what I use and I'm going to use that.
Absolutely. And on the Metro PCS jammer line, we have number 934, Misery Business, going up against Flying King, number 042. And that is Misery Business making quick work. She got a jailbreak out of that one as she is our lead jammer. And there goes Flying King as well. Misery Business working on the outside of turn number 1. And speaking of turn number 1, she'll take one. 1 point, calls it off.
Yeah, this is one of those instances where I'm going to really be fascinated to see what Providence is going to try and do to kind of change this. Like I said, 10 in a row now going in favor of Orangeville on lead. Granted, that one big jam there at jam number 6, putting those 28 points up on the board. Something's got to give for them at some point. Something just has to give. Something has to change somewhere in what we're seeing.
Oh, and that is Monsoon way out in front with Gruesome Gracie being sent to the back of the pack. And that is going to give Monsoon an opportunity here. We have a directional block going against one of the blockers for Orangeville. So this might be Providence's best opportunity to pick up lead. Let's see what Monsoon can do as Gracie is being recycled all the way to the back of the pack once again.
Yeah, it's seen a little bit more of that in this jam. We haven't seen that quite so far. These packs have stayed really tight. Not a lot of chip-out recycles, making both these jammers work extremely hard to not just, take the space they've gotten, but to retake it once they've gotten it already once more, or 3 times at this point.
Yeah, and that is Gruesome Gracie picking up the 11th lead jam in a row for Orangeville. 11 in a row. Monsoon just could not break through. She had several opportunities, but every time got chipped out of bounds as Gracie takes her 4 points and calls it off once again.
Well, it looks like we're going to start this one off with an empty right L penalty box. We're going to have the full 5-on-5. And, yeah, once again, Providence does what they do. They're not getting the lead, but they're getting their jammer out quickly.
You know who else does what they do? Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin. The Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin and Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, they are the proud Safe Skate sponsor of this year's Midwest BrewHaHa. You hear that, everybody? We are a Safe Skate sponsor this weekend. So skate safely, compliments of the Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin. And that is V8 out there once again for the Orangeville, going up against number 31, Smashley Olsen. And V8 is our lead jammer once again.
And cap in hand, we have the breakout. Once again, Providence doing a good job of, being able to get their jammers free after the initial lead is established. Like I said, so good at being able to do that then. It makes you wonder when they're going to get that to click at the jam start for their jammer on the initial.
Yeah, I'm going to skip the sixth jam here and read you the point totals for Orangeville really quick. 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 4, 4. I mean, that is just absolute efficiency. That is it, and Providence just has their work cut out for them right now.
And we'd like to thank Right L Skate. Visit the Right L booth to try on game-changing Solaris. The Right L Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
And we want to thank Right L for sponsoring the penalty box this weekend. And speaking of sponsors for the weekend, we have Metro PCS, the Jammerline sponsor. Metro PCS has a great price on unlimited data for the whole family. Get 4 lines of unlimited LTE data for just $100. period. When you switcheroo to Metro PCS, that's right, no more data caps. Hurry to your nearest Metro PCS store for the amazing deal. Metro PCS wireless figured out. Legal coverage not available in some areas, requires no new lines during congestion. The fraction of customers using more than 35 gigs per month. Notice reduced speeds, video streams up to 480p. No tethering. Thank you very much, Boop.
I was hoping you were going to do that. I was so praying you were going to do that because that was written.
I never disappoint.
Unkept Kisses. Visit Unkept Kisses in the Vendor Village to take home your new magic smudge-proof lipstick that lasts 4 to 18 hours and enter to win a free starter collection valued at $55.
I got a sneak peek of the vendor village, and it is impressive. There are quite a few awesome vendors up there, so I definitely suggest you check it out. It's on the second tier, opposite from where the officials booth is over here. So we've got Misery going up against on the
and number 1860, Oakley. Yeah, these two started this game off today. They're going to be rematching up here in jam number 13, and as we've seen, all 13 jams in a row now going for Orangeville, but continuing, though, to keep the pressure on is Providence, and will we see a couple of slipped out points? Yes, we do. 2 slipped out points there at the back of the pack by Oakley. That's only the second time in this game they've been able to put points on the board, bringing their total up to 30 against Orangeville's 50.
Yeah, Orangeville is loving this Metro PCS jammer line as Gruesome Gracie is going to step up to it once again, going up against King number 042.
Now, I'm going to give mad respect to our officials here: Eddie Lizard, Shotgun Mike, Oliver Pist, Phildo, Johnny Zebra, Tesseract, Werner Von Baum, and Dr. Brew. And lead for the first time on the morning, going to number 042, Flying King. They broke the streak of Orangeville.
Yeah, they did. Great job by Flying King. Absolutely flew through the pack and is now flying around the track. They are doing a great job of getting around and getting some points right now for Providence.
Flying King was on the floor when that 28-point jam occurred, and now new jammer record going for Orangeville past the helmet cover to the pivot.
Little Brick is now the jammer for Orangeville, as Flying King is still flying around for points.
It looks like they're going to go ahead and run this long. It took advantage last time Flying King was out there to get those 28 points. Looking to do that, try to see if Little Brick is going to be able to grind it out. That's a tactic I definitely use as a coach myself. When you see that pivot, get the helmet cover, make them earn it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Little Brick is being held up right now by these Providence blockers, and that is going to give King an opportunity to throw some more points up on the board, as King is going around for their 3rd scoring pass right now.
Yeah, it's a completely different endurance game out there going from blocker to jammer. Jammers expend so much energy contending with a full blocker crew, and that time contending with the inside edge of the track. Flying King going to be able to put 5 more points up onto the board. Another RollerCon Grand Slam.
Absolutely. As Flying King flying into 2-person wall right there, but picks up 5 more points. I'm just going to say it's mildly ironic that they get their first lead jam and they don't call it off. They just go ahead and let the clock run out to the end on that jam. So,
and there you go. Like I said, 19 points up onto the board, bringing it to 49, 53 for Orangeville. That's it. I mean, you know, it's they're swinging for the fences when they go out there.
Yeah.
It's like I used to tell my players, get me all the points. I want all of the points.
Yep. And the trickle continues for Orangeville. They did put up 3 points, but you know, you can't live by the trickle and die by the flood. If you're going to score trickle, you need to prevent scoring from the other team. But hey, by the way, V8, our lead jammer once again.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a game of repeats for the most part. Orangeville gets lead. Providence breaks about, probably usually most of the time, about a quarter of the track behind. That time, 1 point going up onto the board. 54-49, 12 left to go in the first. Already exciting. I mean, we're We're about to hit jam number 16 here.
I know.
With that much clock left to go.
Yes. Misery Business is back on the Metro PCS jammer line. Going up against number 31, Smashley Olsen. As Misery is on the inside and gets a hip check onto the outside of the track, and she has to recycle all the way to the back. And that is another lead jam for Providence as Smashley Olsen. Oh, no.
Yep,
Oh,
we have a lead jam.
Just got to cut track. Just cut track as she broke through, and that's going to give Misery Business and the Orangeville their first All About Derby Power Jam. All About Derby Power Jam going to Orangeville for the first time as a RollerCon Grand Slam goes to Orangeville on their first scoring pass of that.
Yeah, that time Misery Business did a really good job of natural offense from the defense, able to use that team, that wall of black to be able to create the pocket, to be able to spring around to the edge to grab that lead.
Oh, All About Derby Power Jam, RollerCon Grand Slam once again from Misery Business. That was a good one, just knifing her way right through the middle. And tippity toes around the outside once again. 5 more points goes to Orangeville.
Oh, great holding of the line of the edge and the skates there, but that wasn't able to do it on that straightaway, getting pushed back out for the deep recycle there.
Smashley Olsen back on the track, but having a hard time getting through the pack after almost getting lead jam the first time through, and that's going to be a natural RollerCon Grand Slam. Pass 5, get 5.
And surprisingly enough, this is only the first star pass we've had for Providence. It's now going in the hands of number 26, Shreddy Roosevelt. With as quick as they were able to get offense and turn it around and get out of the pack, this time Orangeville finally was able to put what I like to call the crooked letters up on the board, really multi-score pass in a natural setting.
Absolutely, yes. And, that's the key. When you're doing the trickle, if you can sneak in a power jam every once in a while, you get a nice little bonus on that. All right, let's pay some more bills here. We've got BB's Build a Breakfast, Build a Burger. There's something for everyone at Build a Breakfast / Build a Burger. You dream it, we build it. Get 10% off your meal all day when you show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub. That's right, 10% off all day with a badge or ticket stub. Happy hour specials from 3 to 6 feature buy one, get one free appetizers, rail drinks, and call drinks. Build a Breakfast, Build a Burger is located 2 blocks south of the arena at 633 West Wisconsin Avenue, and that's going to be on the south side of the street. I was just over there earlier this morning, so.
We say hey, we said hey to the Orangeville Roller Girls earlier. Let's say hey to the Providence Roller Derby team. Number 00, the captain, Puma Thurman. 013, Monspoon. 042, Flying King. 103, Emily Pavelski. Number 16, Boone's Harm. 1860, Oakley. 218, Mini Meat. 2468, Sis Boom Bonnie. 26, Shreddy Roosevelt. Number 31, Smashley Olsen. 350, Susie Homewrecker. Number 40, Mila Lowlife. 83, Delta Bravo. 96, Harpy. And we have a lead going again now in the hands of 1860 Oakley and the Rhode Island Riveters.
And this is going to be a power jam brought to you by All About Derby. All About Derby Power Jam going to Providence as they pick up the RollerCon Grand Slam as Oakley finds her way through for 5 points.
And that time, Providence trying to let Oakley play a little bit of power game up front to drive through by picking one off at the back of the pack. Of course, the reset after the recycle, Oakley still manages to break through the front, grabbing that full 5, the RollerCon Grand Slam. Oh, and now we're going to trade opportunities here as we're going to have going to the Rydell penalty box. Taking the lead with them was Oakley. So now we're going to have an opportunity for an All About Derby Power Jam going for Orangeville.
Oh, and a nice leveler from Puma Thurman on Gracie. That was just a wicked blow, wicked clean blow, leveling her. As Gracie is trying to make a scoring pass here on her on the All About Derby Power Jam, but being held up, and Providence doing a great job of killing that penalty.
Yeah, we had a pretty clean game thus far from our jammers, except for the last few jams. Now starting to get the penalties on the board. Talking to Mary Cass there, I'd say that's probably likely due to the fact that both these teams are kind of really rumbling it up at the starts. There's a lot of physicality going, and I'm sure some of these jammers are now just kind of happy to see if they can find space that does not involve getting that difficult contact.
And there was a 12-5 point advantage on that jam going to Providence. They cut the lead to 88-61. Orangeville on top. As we have King back on the Metro PCS jammer line going up against V. Two of the speedier jammers for us, and that is King with the speedy advantage, and King with the lead jam.
Of course, Flying King was the one who broke that streak by Orangeville early on, has been the leading point totaler. Oh, wow, actually, that's a rare sight. Only seeing Flying King go through one time.
Yeah, call it off, call it off. That is the first 4-0 jam in favor of Providence. So they take their 4 points and go home. Thank you. And it's going to be Misery back on the Metro PCS jammer line for Orangeville going up against Monsoon.
Yeah, starting off really tight in these walls at the start here. Now you're starting to see a little bit of a looser go as we're getting deeper into this first half, like really quickly ripping through the jams. Just under 6 minutes left to go, and a lead in the hands of Orangeville and Misery Business.
That last jam was the first jam that Orangeville was held without a point, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
You are right, sir. That's just like I said, it's just the efficiency and the discipline that the team from Ontario has come here to Milwaukee for. And now another opportunity going in the hands of the Rhode Island Riveters. That is an all-about Derby power jam as a forearm will take the lead away to the penalty box.
Yeah, and this is going to give Monsoon an opportunity to pick up some points as she's around on the RollerCon Grand Slam. 5 points on the All About Derby Power Jam.
And some of these jammer penalties aren't really, I wouldn't say they're fatigue penalties at all. Maybe a little bit of wanting that little extra effort to try and get through these packs, because they have been some tough packs.
Yeah, absolutely. The packs have stuck together pretty well so far, but that is going to be a RollerCon Grand Slam for Misery now as she returns back from the penalty box to complete that scoring pass where she was called for the forearm. And she's going to pick up 5 more. The old-fashioned way, she earned it. 5 points on the Grand Slam RollerCon Grand Slam. 5 more points once again for Monsoon, too.
Starting to finally see some players going off the penalty box in this jam after a little bit of loose contact there, finally ending that body-to-body as the skaters hit the deck. 2 more points onto the board for the team from Ontario.
And we have the first triple digits up on the board, 175 in favor of Orangeville. Cantina Milwaukee. Cantina Milwaukee is ready to serve you up delicious bistro tacos and great margaritas and drinks, not to mention a whole lot of fun in a relaxed taco bar atmosphere. Show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub and receive a free queso fundito appetizer. Cantina Milwaukee is located 1 block east and 1 block north of the arena at 1110 North Old World 3rd Street.
Now we got Gruesome Gracie out there in black and in the white with the lead now. Number 31, Smashley Olsen for the Rhode Island Riveters.
That is her first lead jam. And she's going to get a no pass, no penalty on that scoring pass to pick up 5.
And we had a dropping of the point there at the end as coming back into the back of the pack. We had a no start visible, so that actually could have been an interesting little circumstance there coming at the end of that jam, should any blockers have been passed by the Orangeville jammer.
And there was a score correction at the tail end there. The first initial scoring pass was a no pass, no penalty, so should have only been marked as 4 points rather than 5 points. So that was a total of 5 on that jam, with 0 going to Orangeville. And it's going to be V on the jammer line, on the Metro PCS jammer line, going up against Oakley. And that is V with lead jam once again. So that was a momentary non-lead jammer blip on V's record there on the last jam, where Flying King was able to take lead jam from her, but she is back out there and back as lead jammer.
So yeah, that time Orangeville tried to run the offense real quick, but the Providence defense was good to recycle around it, helping to once again limit this to a one-and-done jam. 4 points onto the board going for the team from Ontario. Like I said, we're just under a jam clock left to go. Want to make sure we recognize our other officials showing up: Stabby McNeedles, Private Itchy, Prime Evil, Ever Ready, Mad Statter, F and Zebra, AK-47, the Kraken. Those are our non-skating officials here. We always thank our volunteers, and we thank ATI for being here to protect our players should anything occur on the track.
And that is Flying King through for lead jam with Misery Business hot on her heels. Flying King looking for some instruction from her bench coach. The bench coach is Hot Sauce. And we've got a cut track going against the jammer for Orangeville. That is Misery Business being sent for a cut track, and that's going to give Flying King an all-about Derby power jam.
Yeah, I think we've seen this one before now. Flying King have an opportunity to being the lone jammer out there, taking advantage of it. This is...
Yeah, they pick up a ton of points with Flying King out as the lone jammer. And that's one RollerCon Grand Slam under their belt already.
So the Riveters trying to get in there and press up some offense. The militia doing a good job of re-countering and reabsorbing around that.
Yeah, Orangeville does a really good job of rotating their blockers from the front to the back. And that's really where they've been able to hold up the jammers so far. However, Flying King does get 5 more points for a total of 10 on that on the All About Derby Power Jam.
Yeah, and Flying King's 3 for 3 in their last 3 jams. Of course, one of the last jams able to close the door and only put a small amount of points. Finally able to put up another pass there on the end of that run. 2 more points on the board, bringing that jam total, I believe, will be down to 12. Yes, it is 12. So 104.92 going into intermission.
108. There was 4 points thrown up at the tail end there for Orangeville. We've got an official review, So, hey, while we're waiting for the official review, let's pay some bills. Go for it.
Sobelman's is a unique Milwaukee culinary experience featuring world-famous Bloody Marys, including the insane chicken based, which comes with a whole fried chicken on top of your glass. Sobelman's has your food and drink needs covered. Enjoy your Sobelman's experience today and receive 20% off your order. Show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub to claim this offer. Visit one of 2 locations conveniently located near the Potawatomi Hotel and the Arena. Sobelman's by the Hotel is located at 1900 West St. Paul Avenue. Sobelman's by the Arena is located at 1601 West Wells Street on the Marquette University campus.
Yeah, Val Capone, our lead announcer here this weekend, was speaking the joys and awesomeness of Sobelman's. So I believe that we should take that seriously. Sobelman's is not to be messed with.
Looks like we'll get clarification after. Well, nope. We have a 0, took it back off the intermission clock, so we're just going to stay here in the official review. So while we are on the official review, don't forget the photo booth. The photo booth hours are 12 to 6 p.m. all 3 days. Compliments of the Brew City Bruisers. Find them via Facebook or Instagram at hashtag BHH2018. Follow at I_protection_required on Instagram for highlights, periodic updates during lulls.
I don't think we were supposed to read the periodic updates during lulls part. I think that was to let us know that we should.
I am
update
Ron
people.
Burgundy.
All right, so that is going to take us to the halftime as the score sits 108-92. All right, we are on track number 1 here at the 2018 BrewHaHa. I am Darth Paul.
I am Speaker of the House.
And we are witnessing a 108-92 Orangeville versus Providence roller derby bout right now. We've got our lead scores for each team. That is Misery Business has 60 points for Orangeville, and Flying King leads all scores with 63 for Providence. Lead jams are majorly in the advantage of Orangeville. I'm not even going to try to count as high as they got. Let's just say that we got, I believe it was jam number 14 before Providence had a lead jammer. So once they got their first lead jam, however, it flattened out significantly, and it really did become a flipping. Jam number 12, or okay.
Yeah, and on the other side, the penalties, real clean play. 6 for Providence, 11 for Orangeville. Forearms, direction, kind of the issue there for Orangeville. Multiplayers there for Providence. And we have our follow-up on the official review.
The official review was called by Black. Black wanted an insubordination issued, it was called by White. They wanted an insubordination issued to the Black jammer on the previous jam for not leaving the track in proper amount of time. However, it was decided that the Black jammer did not recognize the call in time. No call stands. Everyone starts, as they were. They lose the review.
And thankfully, we haven't had to have any use of ATI physical therapy in this game, but ATI physical therapy, to experience the ATI difference, visit ATIPT.com or stop into one of their over 19 Milwaukee area clinics for a complimentary injury screening. And since we're on that, we have Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin, Dr. Eric Peifel of the Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin and Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital wishes you a safe home season. We are here for all your injuries on and off the track.
And it's going to be Misery versus Oakley on our first jam of the second half there on the Metro PCS jammer line, as Oakley is out in front, but Misery does find her way through the pack faster, and she is our lead jammer, picking up where she left off, as Oakley is still trying to work her way through, and Misery is back with the pack scoring points.
And yep, we're going to continue the trend of the one and dones going for Orangeville. Going to go ahead and take those 5 points back to the bench. Going to put it on the next jammer out there, which is going to be number 8. That's a V8 out there for the team in black, Orangeville. And alongside V8 is going to be number 042 in white, Flying King for Providence.
That was a RollerCon Grand Slam there. And by the way, speaking of RollerCon, there is a raffle at the Brew City Bruisers merch table for RollerCon MVP passes. Stop by the Brew City Bruisers merch table for a chance to win.
And already launched off that Metro PCS jammer line into play. As time, we're having Providence finally getting the good drawback, looking to get a little advantage for the jammer at the front. Orangeville not having any of it, as Orangeville once again V8 lead jammer.
Oh, that was a pick your poison moment right there for Providence. They were able to knock the jammer out, but then they spread their pack out in order to induce her to go all the way to the back of the pack, and that thin pack enabled V to make her way quickly through the pack to pick up lead jam, and another 4 points.
And Rydell's Gate, give a shout out to Rydell, proud sponsor of the 2018 Midwest BrewHaHa. Stop by the Radar booth and register to win a free set of Radar Halos, a $99 value. It's free to register at the Radar booth.
Who wouldn't want free Radar Halos? Craziness. We've got Gracie back on the Metro PCS jammer line for Orangeville, going up against 013 Monsoon, who does pick up lead jammer for Providence. And we have a star pass. Our new jammer is 1886 for Orangeville, Smoka-Cola.
And that was Monsoon's first time being able to grab a lead for the team in white in Providence and got 2 points to go with that. They're going to go ahead and play the small ball here, bringing their game total up to 94.
It's going to be number 31, Smashley Olsen on the Metro PCS jammer line going up against Misery Business for Orangeville. Misery Business does make quick work of a three-person pack as one of the blockers for Providence was trying to lend her jammer a hand, as Misery Business is through and now on her scoring pass. Steps out. Oh, and that was a step out. She stepped out on her own, was not induced out. That's a penalty. That is a no-no.
And we see the frustration from the officials in there. The changing of the hand signals there. It's the, we're going with the karate chop, not the little shifty hands.
Yes. Karate chop, not shifty hands, people. These are technical terms. We've got an all-about derby power jam going for right now for Smashley Olsen. She is on her scoring pass right now. However, she is having a hard time making her way through on this initial scoring pass during this all-about derby power jam.
Yeah, this time Orangeville is doing a good job of just those little the little slip passes there on the edge, and did well enough job to draw a track cut penalty. Now going to give an opportunity going for Orangeville and having their all-about derby power jam.
That's right. Orangeville, that is Misery Business completing her initial scoring pass, picking up 5 points on that initial scoring pass for a RollerCon Grand Slam, and now she picks up a RollerCon Grand Slam on an all-about derby power jam. That's a mouthful. That is a mouthful.
Yeah, and on that last pass, I'm going to say Misery Business did a really good job of using their own defense to set up the offense on that pass that time, not needing any help, finding that outside edge.
And Smashley Olsen is now completing her scoring pass, as that is a RollerCon Grand Slam for Providence and a RollerCon Grand Slam for Misery Business.
Yeah, this right now has been one of the faster jams I've seen so far on the morning. We got really around the track pretty quick on that. Of course, they didn't, like I said, it was the courtesy of the power jam opportunities.
Yeah, traded some power jams on that one. Only the second power jam for Orangeville. So this lead, as we've commented on previously, has been built off by nickel and diming the Providence to death. 6 points on that jam for Providence, however, to bring their total to 100. Welcome to the century mark.
And the Misfit Militia maintaining their consistency of their jammer rotation. Once again, we're going to have V8 out there up against Oakley.
Yep, V8 and Oakley started off in the Metro PCS jammer line, and they are way past it now as V8 picks up lead jam.
And after a really clean first half, starting to see the penalties come against these two squads. Quick rip through the defense, calls off the jam. Going to wait to see the points going up on the board.
3. There was a block in the back for going against one of the blockers for Orangeville at the tail end of that jam. And it's going to be King back on the Metro PCS jammer line for Providence. They're going to be going against number 5, 6, 7, 8, Gruesome Gracie for Orangeville. Oh, and that is King out fast with lead jammer.
That was a great job by the two-wall out there for Providence. One of the rare moments we didn't have a full pack contingent out there for the team in white. Very clean game so far. And a quick multiplayer block is going to bring that total of skaters back down to 2, but not before Flying King able to break through to grab 4 points onto the board.
And that's Gruesome Gracie through for her 4-point pass, with King through for another pass.
Yeah, Miller Lowlife out there holding down the front, buying a little bit more time for Flying King to get another pass of the track, keeping this jam tight Once again, a bit of a rumble crew coming up here for the Riveters. Just rolling off the contact there from Gruesome Gracie.
Flying King getting held up on this scoring pass. Only picks up 3 on that one. However, that does give Providence an 11-8 jam advantage.
Yeah, Flying King being very aware out there, able to get the blocker out of the box to have that full force set coming in to this jam number 7 of the second half.
And it's going to be Monsoon on the Metro PCS jammer line going up against Misery Business.
Yeah, once again, we're seeing blockers going off the penalty box for Providence, but now 2 in a row grabbing lead for the team in white, the Riveters.
Misery is hot on her heels, however, as we've got a 2-2 jam. Pair of deuces, as we're going to have an official review, and that is going to give us an opportunity to pay some bills.
And we're going to say All About Derby. All About Derby is a skate-around and operated brick-and-mortar store by Laura Lulu by Baby Shevnock of the Bath City Roller Girls. Guess what? We are now mobile. Don't have a skate shop near you? That's okay. We come to you. Interested in team sponsorship? Message us through our All About Derby page on Facebook for more information.
And we also have our friends over at Upkept Kisses. Need a bout makeup done? Be sure to visit Upkept Kisses in the Vendor Village for all your lip sense / scene gents needs. Lip sense and scene gents needs at Upkept Kisses at the Vendor Village.
And I heard him talking a lot about Classic Slice. Head to Classic Slice for the best pizza in Milwaukee. Specialties include build your own gluten-free or vegan pizzas by the slice. Means Classic Slice offers something for everyone.
Now, what if I want to build my own gluten-free vegan slice? Can I do that? Can I do all 3 at the same time?
Well, you need to go there, and you know where they're at.
Where?
They're located at 2797 South. I love the names of here. Kinnickinnick Avenue in the Bayview neighborhood. And you know what? If you do go, show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub and receive $2 off your meal.
Awesome. Classic Slice is the place to go for pizza this weekend. We've also got Metro PCS, who is our jammer line sponsor. Metro PCS gives you 4 lines of unlimited LTE data for $100, period. That's 100 simoleons for 4 lines unlimited LTE. Metro PCS, wireless, figured out. Coverage not available in some areas, requires new lines during congestion. Legal. The fraction of customers using more than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speed video streams up to 480p, no tethering.
I think you might have already won announcing this weekend.
And head to Sun Kia Vietnamese restaurant for 15% off your entire bill, featuring banh mi sandwiches and pho noodles. Sun Ki is Milwaukee's source for the freshest Vietnamese cuisine. Show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub to receive this exclusive discount offer. Sun Kia is located at 222 West Wells Street.
And that is spelled Xankia. So if you want some pho, you're looking for Xankia, pronounced Sun Kia.
And we'll have a follow-up with our official review here in just a moment.
Just making sure that everyone's been made aware of what was going on before I said it. So the official review was called by Black. They were looking for an out-of-bounds block to be issued onto the white jammer for feeling that they had continued to block out of bounds. There was no impact, so no call stands.
And we've got back on the Metro PCS jammer line Monsoon for Providence, going up against V8.
And taking advantage of that break in the action, giving Monsoon 2 in a row. Got lead last time and going to be successful 2 times in a row.
And that's 3 in a row for Providence.
Looking at a little different shift in rotational ideas there from Providence. Oh, and a nice chip out block there at the front. Oh, fortunately got a penalty to occur on that one, but bought their jammer a little bit of time to get back in to get the scoring. And able to put 3 points up onto the board for the Rhode Island Riveters, bringing their game total to 116, matched against Orangeville's 150.
And that's going to bring Oakley on the Metro PCS jammer line for Providence, going up against Gruesome Gracie. And Gruesome Gracie making sure that that her blocking core is in place before going up to the Providence blockers, and she makes quick work of those Providence blockers for her first lead jam of the second half. And we are going to have a power jam. Who's bringing us our power jams? All About Derby power jam, as we have a forearm being called against Oakley. And a 5-point RollerCon Grand Slam going to Gracie.
Now looking to get a little bit of offense in here now from the Orangeville defense. Providence doing a good job of slipping off that contact. Good reform here at the jam, at the pivot line.
Yeah, Gracie trying to shed blocks right now, but not being very successful, being held up on this second scoring pass. Excellent job of Providence of handing off their blocks here.
Yeah, you're seeing the Providence blockers play big. You know, they're getting their arms out. They're holding themselves up in a good stance to be able to take up space out there on the track. Oh, and now we're going to switch the script. All About Derby power jam now going in favor of Providence, as a track cut is going to have a new person in the right L penalty box. So surrendering the lead.
I missed the blocker that induced that, but a blocker on the opposite side of the track from where Gracie got knocked out snuck all the way to the back of the pack as Gracie was coming back in, and there was just no way for Gracie to see through the massive bodies, and that is how the cut track was induced. Excellent track awareness from the blocking core of Providence as they help their jammer pick up a 5-point RollerCon Grand Slam. So on a pair of power jams, the total score for that jam was 10-10. Pair of 10s up on the board. No harm, no foul when it's all said and done, as we're going to have Misery Business back on the jammer line for Orangeville, as she's going against the Flying King from Providence. Our bout lead scorers on the jammer lines together right now.
Yeah, I always find it interesting in the second half when you see the leading scores for the respective teams match up this often so far, and this time the advantage going to Orangeville, and Misery Business being able to take a lead here in jam number 10 of the second half.
This is only the third time these two jammers have squared off against each other. Interestingly enough, they've been both getting a heavy jammer rotation action, but only 3 times have they faced against each other. It's going to be Monsoon once again for Providence, going up against V8 for Orangeville.
Yeah, we started off this first half, both teams just really playing tight to one another at these jam starts, seeing a little bit more space opened up between the respective squads. Obviously, a little coaching done in the locker rooms coming out in the second half, trying to take advantage of some trends that they saw out of their other teams, and the trend continues now. That's 3 in a row going for Orangeville, matching that opposite 3 of the previous jams from Providence.
Absolutely. Orangeville doing a good job of answering Providence's call, as it's a 3-0 point advantage for Orangeville there. They do a great job of, once again, sending out those trickling point totals.
Yeah, 165-126 score between these two teams. This has been a tight matchup all morning long. Providence tends to get their scores in big chunks. They take advantage of any kind of mistake that we see out of Orangeville. Not that Orangeville has made many mistakes out here so far this morning.
Yeah, and Orangeville's tightened up in the second half. The few times they have been sent to the penalty box, either Providence has been sent back out as well, or the Orangeville blockers have done a good job of stemming the tide of points.
And Gruesome Grace is going to mark that 4 in a row now for the Misfit Militia.
And that is a RollerCon Grand Slam the old-fashioned way for Gracie, as Smashley, who has not yet made it her way through. We have a star pass actually now to number 26, Shreddy Roosevelt. Shreddy Roosevelt is through on the initial pass for Providence.
And that's the second time for Roosevelt to be able to get in there as the jammer of record for Providence.
8 points total for Gracie and Orangeville on that jam. And we've got Oakley on the jammer line, on the Metro PCS jammer line once again for Providence, going up against Misery Business. Misery Business just stuck in the massive bodies, but she does find an outside line that works for her as she is through for lead jammer. Oakley's going to be hard pressed to force the issue on this one, as Misery is back with the pack scoring points.
Yeah, that time Providence stayed in that turn number 2, knowing that their jammer is going to be able to push through the pack. But that time, wow, Misery Business able to come in and create the angles to be able to pull 3 points out of that tight pack.
And we got 4 donuts in a row coming from Providence right now. They are sending out their king, their scoring king, that is Flying King on the Metro PCS jammer line, going up against V8.
And once again, we're seeing Orangeville back down from the straightaway into the Metro PCS jammer line. But once again, Flying King able to do the little shift and shake to find those open spaces to grab lead for Providence.
Yeah, they did a really nice job of getting around a nice pack from, and the apex. And there's the apex.
And just go segue from the apex jump into a little bit of breakdancing here at the Panther Arena.
Absolutely. That was a nice move. It's fun to see those. And that is exactly what Providence needed, as they...
So in all the excitement of that apex, we had a late jammer penalty going against Orangeville Roller Girls. V8 will be sitting in the box to start this, so we're going to have ourselves an all-about Derby Power Jam power start and lead as well in the hands of Monsoon.
Yeah, Monsoon has been doing a good job of picking up lead gem. That's her 4th lead gem in the second half. So let's see what Monsoon can do with scoring. Oh, and that was a nice hit from number 1886, Smoka-Cola. And that is going to be a cut track on Monsoon and a power jam going to Orangeville. This is going to go the full 2 minutes.
Yeah, I watched that. Monsoon thought they left their toe stops on the track and just had a touch out of one of those wheels. Really seen well by the OPR.
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in, to just have a little bit of your skate go out and not realize it. Rules is rules, though, and that is going to be a RollerCon Grand Slam for V on the All About Derby Power Jam.
And that time able to take advantage with just 3 blockers on the floor out there for Orangeville. We have a scoring pass coming through.
And that's a 4-point pass for Monsoon. And that is V through for a 4-point scoring pass.
Yeah, this time both defenses just getting in there and mixing it up and just opening space up against one another. And while we have our official timeout, want to make sure you know that there is a raffle. One of the raffle items is, you want to go to RollerCon 2018? Well, you can if you win by entering the raffle, but you can't do it if you don't enter. You have a chance to get RollerCon MVP passes. See the Brew City Bruisers merch table for details.
Major Goolsby's. Head right across the street to Major Goolsby's for a quick meal between bouts. Decked out with sports memorabilia, Major Goolsby's serves burgers, sandwiches, and wings, and is located kitty corner from the arena at 340 West Kilbourne Avenue. Show your BrewHaHa badge and or ticket stub to receive a 10% off your food bill and a 2-for-1 domestic tap beer and rail liquor drinks post-game. Limit 1 per customer on Friday and Saturday only. Major Goolsby's is closed on Sundays, but they are awesome on Friday and Saturdays. Major Goolsby's.
And the Milwaukee Brewhouse, that's where I was at last night. They're hosts of the most authentically Milwaukee menu in the city, from brats to local beers. Come down and grab a taste of Milwaukee, show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub, and receive a free tap beer, bottled beer, or well cocktail. Ooh, yeah, I wish I had that last night.
So 4 more points were added to Providence's total after that timeout, as we have Misery back on the track, and Misery causing misery for Providence, as she is our lead jammer. Oakley is on for Providence, as Misery picks up her 4 points and calls it off.
Yeah, Misery 5 for 6 here in the second half, getting the lead for the team in black.
And the one time she didn't, it ended up being a 2-2 jam. So
you are correct, sir.
Hey, I keep track too. You're not the only one. I know what's going on.
So we're going to have V8 out there for the team in black, the Misfit Militia alongside in the white, wearing number 31, Smashley Olsen for the Rhode Island Riveters. Oh, and we have a high block sending V8 off to the Rydell penalty box. Going to give a all-about Derby Power Jam in the hands of Providence, as well as lead. Seeing that rare moment with no bodies out there on the floor, and Smashley Olsen is quite happy to take advantage of all that open track space.
Yeah, a rare mental lapse. 2 in a row now from Providence, as they are absolutely chipping away at the lead here. As Smashley Olsen is going to get called for a cut track. That was an easy one to call, unfortunately, for Providence, as V8 now has an all-about Derby Power Jam. And that's going to be a cut track on V. So that is going to spring Smashley.
Yeah, I mean, we had so few penalties by anybody in that first. I mean, 17 total between the teams, and now, Mary, correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at nine jammer penalties here in the second half.
And Smashley wisely recycling to the back of the pack on that one, as she absolutely would have been called for a cut track if she had continued her path, with V8 completing her power jam, her all about Derby Power Jam RollerCon Grand Slam pass for 5 points.
And, of course, we're going to get the whistle coming to an end. We're going to find out what our final points here on the board. So we do see another 5 in there. So RollerCon getting the nod with that 5 points. Providence able to take advantage of that one, though. 15-8, the difference in that jam. So bringing our game totals to 197 to 158. Yeah. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this game.
And with Flying King on the Metro PCS jammer line, we are going to have an Orangeville timeout. That means I get to tell you about the Indulge Wine Bar. If you are looking for a classy, stylish wine bar offering unique bottles, awful cheeses, oh no, I'm sorry, artful cheeses, not awful. I don't know why we call them awful cheeses. I'm an awful announcer, apparently. No, if you're looking for a classy, stylish wine bar offering unique bottles, artful cheeses, chocolates, and oh my goodness. Charcutier. Head over to Indulge Wine Bar, show your BrewHaHa badge or ticket stub, and buy one, get one beer, glass of wine or cocktail. Indulge Wine Bar is located at 708 North Milwaukee Street. Again, show your BrewHaHa ticket stub for a buy one, get one.
Yes, our ad reads are a veritable landmine of words most times.
Yes.
So now we have a team timeout, so we get to have more fun with you. That's why we're here. So Rydell Skates, the Midwest BrewHaHa, is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. And once again, all about Derby. We've got to hear about them in this second half, bringing us this multitude of Power Jam opportunities for each team. All About Derby is skater-owned and operated by Laura Lulu Bye Baby Shevnock of the Bath City Roller Girls. There's a $5 flat rate shipping for most online orders at allaboutderby.com or visit our brick-and-mortar location in Lapeer, Michigan. Referees always receive a 20% discount. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Charcuterie is a branch of cooking devoted to the prepared meat products such as bacon, ham, sausage. Charcutier is a part of garde mange chef's repertoire. So there we go. There we go. We learned something today. Indulge Wine Bar, ladies.
It's the meat plate. That's basically all you got to remember.
It's the meat plate. We're in Wisconsin. Call it a meat plate. All right. That is going to be King out in front for lead jam, with Gracie making her way around as well for Orangeville.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, Orangeville able to maintain, relative sense to their jammer rotation despite the penalties.
And that was Gracie taking a spill and picking up 4 points on her initial scoring pass. And that was 3 points from Providence. So King picking up a lead jammer, but only picking up 3 points on that. And it is going to be Monsoon back on the Metro PCS jammer line, going up against Misery Business.
I said already seeing a bit of difference in the second half. The space opened up by these two defenses, giving these jammers a little bit more area to work with, but also keeping the opposing team from getting in their business. That time, getting in the business, playing some offense up front, was Spoonsy Q able to grab a lead with Misery Business and Orangeville.
Yeah, Misery Business doing a really good job. Once she breaks out, she is hard to contain. If she can get past those initial two blockers, there's not much two more can do. And that is going to be 5 Grand Slam RollerCon points for Misery Business.
And we've had the Star Cap change hands. Going to Miller Lowlife. First time having the opportunity, putting on the Jets to see if grab a couple of points, but not able to. 7 points going onto the board for Orangeville, bringing their game total to 208. Providence 161 4:40 left to go in the game.
Yeah, we are running out of clock here for Providence. They really are we know that they're one power jam away from bringing this score much closer than where it is right now, but they're going to need a little bit of help from the jammers of Orangeville, and those jammers are trying not to provide it.
Yeah, that time Providence gets in there and captures the rear wall to give their jammer Oakley an opportunity to drive Orangeville out to the front, and success was rendered in the hands of a lead jammer status.
Yeah, V is going to try to force the issue, and she does. Just 2 points for Providence. And it's Flying King back on the Metro PCS jammer line, going up against Misery Business. A little change up to the jammer rotation coming from Orangeville as they throw Misery Business out instead of Gracie.
This looks like this possibly is going to be a matchup jam right here. You know, make sure that Flying King doesn't have an opportunity to break those points back out. But, hey, Misery Business already putting that one in hand and grabbing lead here with 3:15 left to go on the clock.
Yeah, that was clearly a response from Orangeville to what Providence threw out on the track. And it succeeded as they pick up a 4-0 score advantage on that jam to set the score at 212 to 163 with just under 3 minutes on the clock. And there's Gracie. She's on the jammer line against Monsoon. Monsoon does have the most lead jams in this half for Providence.
Yeah, once again, we're back to starting with that really tight scrum up here right at the Metro PCS jammer line. It's seen a lot of space here in the second half, kind of going back and recalibrating what worked in the first half, and it's still working for Orangeville. Gruesome Gracie grabbing lead.
Yeah, Puma Thurman was trying to lend a hand in some offensive blocking out in front for Monsoon, but not successful as Gracie does pick up lead jammer. And that's a 3-2 jam in favor of Orangeville.
Yeah, late in the game, I call those staying in the moment points right there. You know, you're staying in the moment, trying to win each jam as a lone segment of the game.
If Orangeville just scores 1 point and that's the only point scored for the rest of the bout, they will be more than happy to accept that too. They're not too worried about a 2. Oh, it's a 3-point.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of 1 point, one more point put on the board for Providence, matching that jam total per squad, 3 apiece.
Again, if there were a 0 at the end of the 3, I think Orangeville would be a little worried, but the 3-point, they're willing to accept that. They're okay with that.
So once again, tightening up that jammer rotation, we're going to have another opportunity for Misery Business out there getting lead. And calling it off for Oakley. He's able to get at the back of the pack to scrape off any of those points.
Yeah, Orangeville right now they are playing the clock, and the clock says, and they're just saying we don't want penalties. When we have an opportunity to call it off, we're just going to end it and get our jammers safely back to the bench and not to the Rydell penalty box. As we have a team timeout coming from Providence. Oh, wait. No, we have it going to... Actually, Orangeville called that timeout. So let's read about one of our sponsors.
So, Unkept Kisses. Not sure what to do for Bout Day? Stop by Unkept Kisses for mini makeovers, long-lasting waterproof makeup, lash extensions, and facial threading.
And don't forget about the photo booth. That's going to be starting shortly at noon. The photo booth is going to be going on from noon to 6 all 3 days. Compliments of Brew City Bruisers. Find them via Facebook or Instagram with the hashtag BHH2018. Follow at @I_protection_required on Instagram highlights.
And remember, we talk about this during periodic updates and during the lulls in the game.
Well, and that's just what we
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
So conveniently, so
I love it when I wrong Burgundy something. I really do, honestly. I'm never embarrassed by those moments.
and we're gonna and Orangeville decided, hey, you know what's working for us? Having Misery Business pick up lead jammer and then calling off the jam. So they're gonna try that once again.
Well, and this is a game closeout. This is what they're trying to do, and that's what looks like it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
As Misery Business does capture lead.
Flying King is hot on her heels, though. Misery Business is looking to reach the pack clean, as Flying King is looking to score points.
Yeah, and Flying King able to maintain that exceptional balance there in the outside edge of the turn.
And Misery Business is more than willing to let Flying King go around and score some more points, as she keeps her toes on the track, and that's all she's looking to do at this point. But while going around, she might as well pick up some points as well. 4 more going to Orangeville.
Yeah, that time looking at some sweeping offense, but Booty not having any of it, keeping that contact on Flying King.
And that is a Roller Con Grand Slam from our lead scorer for Orangeville, Misery Business. And she gently taps her hips to call an end to the bout. 5 more points thrown up total for Orangeville, bringing it to unofficially at 235. 8 more for Providence, unofficially at 174.
Yeah, North Pole, this was a really well-fought game. A lot of good back and forth between this. You know, each team having an opportunity to kind of bloody the nose of the other with a really big jam. But then you get the counter punch on the other side with another big jam from the opposing team. And then, you know, then just the consistency.
Yeah, it was water torture from Orangeville, and that's their method.
Wow.
They
We got
just
really graphically violent in that metaphor there.
drip points. And you look up at the scoreboard, and all of a sudden you're down 20. And what are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, you know, 4 or 5 jams in a row of giving up 4, and you getting 0. You know, credit goes to the Orangeville jammers too for picking up lead jam and enabling that strategy to work.
I just want to thank both teams out here, Orangeville Roller Girls, the Misfit Militia, and Providence Roller Derby, the Rhode Island Riveters, for allowing us to participate in this game in any small way that we can. And also want to thank all the skating and non-skating officials and all the volunteers that helped to make this game possible. As our final score, it shows it. It was a beautiful, beautiful game. This is why we come to watch Derby.
Absolutely. As the Misfit Militia take their victory lap, final score 235, 174 Orangeville. Stick around on track number 1. Gold Coast Derby Girls are going to be going up against Assassination City Conspiracy at noon, or you could hop over to track number 2 where the Southern Discomfort are taking on the Magic City Misfits. That score currently stands 61-32.